Right now, if I refresh the page while I'm signed in, I briefly see sign in before I see my notes, right? It has to wait for it to see on auth state change happening. It needs to talk to Firebase first to figure out that you're signed in. And that's not quite instantaneous. It's pretty fast. But what if we stored our UID in local storage? So signed in would start being true immediately, even if the notes hadn't loaded yet. We would at least appear to be signed in. Let's try that. So in handle auth, before I even set state, I want to say local storage dot set item UID, set it to the user.uid. And then in component will mount, before it's ever put in the DOM, I want to check that. So let's say I want a new method called getUser from local storage. And let's write that. GetUser from local storage. We'll say local storage dot get item UID. Let's save that to a variable. And if I didn't find one, if not UID, I'm just going to return. Otherwise, I'm going to say this.setState. Set UID to this UID that I got out of local storage. And we learned, of course, that you can use a shorthand for this to just set state UID. Now you can just wrap this inside if UID instead. This is a pattern you'll see sometimes. If no UID was found, just get the heck out of here. Just return. Otherwise, go ahead. Because setting the UID on state will mean that signed in will return true, which means that it'll render main instead of sign in. Let's try refreshing the page now. And I don't see that flash of the sign in page first, even though my notes aren't loaded yet. So my notes still don't load until auth state changes. But it keeps me from accidentally rendering sign in. So we do need to make sure now that when we sign out, we take that out of local storage, right? Otherwise, I sign out, refresh the page. Yeah, actually, it's not screwing anything up. Local storage dot get item UID. Still there. My unauth state change is still running first thing. So it still shows me the right thing, but it seems sloppy to leave that in local storage. So when we unauth, handle unauth, it's probably another thing we should do. Local storage dot remove item UID. Now I'm signed out. Local storage get item UID is null. I sign in. Local storage get item UID is set. If I refresh the page, I don't see the sign in page before my notes load. I go straight to main. Sign out. Local storage UID is back to null. So store and load UID to from local storage. Just so that we show signed in nice and early. It's still not going to hurt anything if we have something in there, but we're not signed in. It's still going to run on auth state changed right away. See that we're not signed in. Set it on state, which is going to keep it from showing us the signed in view when we're signed out. This just makes us see the signed in view sooner if we are signed in.